Hey guys, this is August, president of Our Revolution SBCC, and we're here today at Ventura at the healthcare rally. Let's go see what some people have to say.
Easy?
Great, Bob.
Noisy healthcare people.
That's right, people are excited, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So what brought you out here today?
I am fed up with this administration and everything they're trying to do. I have a grandson who is 17 years old that has type 1 diabetes, and if they take away the Affordable Care Act, he dies.
Well, I've been a long-time community activist, promoter of progressive causes, and this is one of the ones we need to really push on. I have about 20 signs at home that come from different demonstrations. This one came from our demonstration against the war in Iraq. And so this sign goes back maybe 20 years. And I keep on repurposing a sign. And at some point, I hope I don't have to do that. That all the issues have been satisfied.
I have a daughter-in-law who's on Obamacare, and she's on a very tight budget, and she's been a nervous wreck. And she keeps saying, when are you going to answer, what you're going to do, what's going to happen to my care. It's just too late. They're very, very late, and no one has any trust. We're really being abused by a government that will not answer basic questions that are essential to people's security.
The sign that I'm carrying kind of explains it all. It's a little oversimplified. In June of 2014, while watching the United States play Portugal, I had a pressure in my chest, as you might guess. It was a heart attack. And in investigating it, they discovered that all 4 of my major heart arteries were more than 90% clogged. And a few days later, I had quadruple bypass surgery. Our retirement would have been decimated by the cost of that surgery. I was unemployed at the time, on Obamacare. In November of 1985, my infant son had a frighteningly high fever. And 10 o'clock at night, I called the doctor. I told the good doctor that, no, I don't think we need the expense of a emergency room. I did not have insurance. We decided we could take care of Jeremy's fever ourselves. And it was the biggest mistake I've ever made. While the other children were out playing, Jeremy was at the curative workshop in Brookfield, Wisconsin, receiving therapy, learning. My son was learning how not to drool. And he was learning how to put little square pegs in little square holes and little round ones in little round holes, and how to crawl. A couple of years later, he eventually did learn how to crawl and eventually to walk. And today he can walk a couple of 100 yards, and his brain is fine. But for years after that day, the people of the United States paid about $1,000 less than our entire combined family income for therapy costs at the curative workshop and then at the Penfield School here in Ventura when we moved here. That's why I'm here.
The new CMS person that's been put in by Donald Trump has a history of squeezing the poor. And in her own words, she has said that the poor, quote unquote, know how to stretch a dollar. So I am totally against the ACA repeal. I think the ACA, Affordable Care Act, needs to be enhanced.
The Affordable Care Act works. It just needs to be fixed.
A lot of people love ACA. The majority of people who have it love it, and senators have had their town halls. They ask, how many of you have the Affordable Care Act? Hands up. How many of you want to repeal it? Hands down. People love the ACA, and we remember what it was like before the ACA.
What's your opinion on the GOP's plan to repeal the ACA without a replacement?
It's a fraud. They know it's a fraud. They don't have anything. It's a talking point, and I think they'll talk themselves into the ground on it because their supporters are saying things. We get rid of Obamacare, but don't touch my ACA. And of course, the confusion is terrible, right?
It's the same thing.
The GOP in a nutshell does not have a replacement plan. Where is their humanity? Where is the spark inside them that says, I am a human being and I'm going to take care of other human beings?
They will take my Obamacare away when they pry it from my cold, dead fingers.
What would be the ideal healthcare system in America?
Well, come on, single payer. Everybody would be covered. There may be graduated rates of payment for, older people would probably pay a little bit more than younger people.
Single payer Medicare for all, where people have the choice of doctors that they want to see, specialists if they need to, without having to go through HMO panels to try to get coverage for whatever is plaguing them.
I love the single payer Medicare idea. It works for seniors, it works for elderly, and it works for the disabled who need it as well, who have a pre-existing condition where they can't work.
I like what Bernie Sanders had to say, that Medicare for all, which is a one-payer system. I think that has worked for a long time for seniors. I think that it would work for everyone.
One-payer system.
How about you?
One-payer system, one-payer system, of course. They're doing well in Northern Europe, they're doing well in Japan. Some countries, it's amazing. The healthcare in Cuba is fabulous. So what's wrong with us?